time for Leadership of the Leaf. Great leaders smoke great cigars. Now, in their fourth season, Austin and Dice are back with more leadership advice and cigar knowledge to share. Grab a cigar and let's put some smoke in the air.
Welcome to another episode of Leadership of the Leaf. My name's Austin.
What's up, Austin? I'm Dice.
Hi, Dice.
Hey.
Hey. Man, this is... So, I gotta let everyone know. While I was waiting on you to show up to the studio and hit that nice little record button you did so without telling me. So I was quite 100% prepped. But
no idea what you're talking about.
Nailed the intro. Anyway, I was smoking a Fat Bottom Betty.
Oh, Fat Bottom Betty. Yeah, I like Fat Bottom Betties.
I do too. However,
there's more.
Knows, it is a sweet tip cigar and flavor. Well, flavor necessarily, but a sweet tip cigar.
Yes.
The cigar we're now smoking, one, is drawing way looser than that cigar I just had, so it's surprised me a little bit. And two, it's not obviously sweet tip at all. So if my palate's a little off, that's why. But I want to let you know. Monkey. Bug got into my drink. So. Anyways, what are we smoking tonight, guys?
Oh, I'm so confused right now. Like, what the hell? It's not a sweet tip. We know that much.
Correct.
It's a Zeno, Nicaragua.
Yeah, Zeno. And I'm pretty sure people will if they see the band, that it's almost recognizable like immediately. Because I don't recall any other cigar having like this yellow band with a big ass Z on it. No, I would say it's pretty
distinguished from the rest. It stands out much. Distinct. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
Good.
And obviously, you're pairing that with Hennessy, BS. Let's move on.
XO.
Oh, God.
The bottle is like almost gone. Like I need to.
It was staring at you.
It was like, hey, you gonna really leave me like this halfway?
Yeah, you don't want to leave any of your assets lying around like that.
None.
I mean, you half drink bottle of Hennessy. That could be coming out pretty pricey nowadays.
You're right. You're right. I've already saw some tariff increases for cigars out there.
I've been smoking my stash. I'm doing like the car dealer thing where I'm just like, I have my stash in my inventory. And I've been going through that. And I haven't bought anything new yet because I'm afraid of the prices. Anyways, we'll see how
so I'm drinking XO. Very exciting stuff because XO is like really great. And you are drinking VS?
Sir. I don't tend to drink Hennessy on the show.
Oh, okay. You just wait till you come to my house. I got it. I understand.
Yeah, why would I pay for Hennessy when I can just go to your house?
Because, you know there's nothing else to drink.
Anyways, I am drinking Sexton single malt Irish whiskey.
Sexy.
Sexton.
Yeah, but I wanted to say sexy.
Yeah, but it's a dope bottle with the.
Yeah, that is a dope bottle.
I love this bottle. Not the most expensive bottle out there, but it looks cool. It looks fucking cool. It's bullshit to pour out of. I'll tell you that.
It's what? Bullshit to pour out of.
Yeah, because like you're trying to pour it, and then like you took the bottle up so you don't get a bunch of stuff down the side, and every single time it's fucking going down the side. Got you. Anyway, yeah. What's our topic today, Dice?
Choo choo. Nah, it doesn't really make sense. Okay.
Train on somebody?
Oh, whoa. This is a explicit content show, sir.
Exactly. Exactly.
Train, trains, train.
Train.
Yeah. It's almost like if
What does that mean?
like there's a train on a track, right? And it needs to
Choo-choo.
learn. Yeah, it needs to learn. Like, I think I can. So it watches the other train, and the other train is like, hey, if you watch me, I'm training you to be a train. So that train trains the train. Come on, man. It makes sense.
All I could think of was the little engine that could, and the little
Right.
blue engine that could.
Chicka, chicka, chicka. Where do you think he learned it from? He had to watch another train. He was like, I want to make it up that hill like that other fucking train did. What did he do?
I think I can.
Boom. And what happened? The fucking train did it. See?
That was my favorite book growing up.
Train, trains, train. Mine was Playmates 1989.
I said book, not magazine, jackass.
In my household, they were the same.
Never mind.
All right.
You know what? I'll go on there.
Okay. It's easy to think of leadership is all about giving orders. It's easy to think that way. Because that's what a lot of people think. Oh, that's the leader. He's just barking orders. He's the one that's making big calls, dropping those mic drop quotes, mic drop at team meetings and stuff. He's pretty much the boss of all bosses, right? But truth is, leadership is quiet. And I'm pretty sure I've said it before, and I know we've said it before. Normally, the loudest one in the room is the weakest. I'm talking loud and saying nothing. It's what people see you do when no one's watching, especially when they are.
That's what we call integrity.
Yeah.
Doing the right thing even when no one is watching.
Always have clean hands.
Is watching. Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because what I've come to learn over my time as a leader is I'm always training others. Always.
Yeah.
I recently got a phone call from a person I used to work with. I've sent through jobs, but they called me and said, "Hey, Austin, I just want to let you know, thank you." I was like, "Thank you for what? What are you talking about? I haven't talked to you in like a year. What are you talking about?" I said, "Well, because of you, I went out and I went back to school and I now have a bachelor's degree." I was like, "Because of me? I didn't do anything. I didn't say you were a bachelor's degree. What are you talking about?" Like, I saw you working and you said something that stuck with me. And I was like, "What did I say that stuck with you?" I wasn't intending to impart wisdom. And they said, "No, you just said, it's always better to have something you don't need than need something you don't have." And I thought that rang true with me, and I've applied it to my degree, and now I have a bachelor's degree. It's like, oh, well, hot damn, man! Like, congratulations, way to go!
Right?
Like, but you're always training others. You're always. Yeah. I wasn't in trying. I was literally just having a conversation with this person. I remember saying that, but it was in like a group setting, and people were asking me why I worked so hard on. I was working on my master's degree, and yeah.
Yes, I'm putting that out there because I'm proud of you.
Thank you. So I was like, yeah, and they always ask me why I work so hard, and I was like, well, I'd rather have this degree and not need it because I'm getting help from other sources and paying for this. So I'm not really having to come out of pocket. So I'd rather have this and not need it than need it and not have it.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay, yeah. And then we moved on to talking about something else. It was an off-the-cuff comment, nothing big, but it just goes to show you you're always training others. Whether you like it or not, it's like the big brother thing, right? Like, yeah. I grew up I'm the youngest of 3 kids. I learned so much from watching my brother and my sister, and they have no idea how much I was actually watching. Have no idea until I bring stuff up, and I'm like, "Yeah, you remember when you did this, and this?" Yeah. oh yeah, I learned not to do that, or I learned how to do that because of you. Like, I had no idea you were paying attention. I'm like, oh, I was.
Oh yeah.
So always training others. It's that big brother, little sister, big, whatever.
Yeah.
It's that mentality.
It's definitely one of those type situations. Every time you show up early or stay late or ask those thoughtful questions like what old boy did, all that stuff, even like coming down to admit when you're wrong, you're always teaching, like you're saying, not with words, but with your behavior. I mean, your actions are the real curriculum when it comes to those type things.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can be like Charles Barkley or whatever and be like, I'm not a role model, but unfortunately, that doesn't matter because you are.
Yeah.
No matter what, you are. Someone is watching. I mean, someone is always watching.
Yeah.
It could be your apprentice, it could be your teammates, your kids.
Yeah. They're learning from you. They're learning how you handle pressure, how you take criticism, how you bounce back, or if you don't bounce back.
Yeah.
My kid, I'm always cognizant, especially when he's around, of how I handle certain situations. I actually learned it from a commercial because it made me laugh so hard, but it stuck with me. But it's road rage incident, right? Because I saw there was a commercial, a long time ago. Anyway, I remember this lady got cut off, and her daughter got out of the car and goes, "I'll handle this." Slammed the door, and then goes over to the other driver and starts cursing them out, like, "What do you think you're doing?" Like, don't always remember. And I was like, "Oh yeah." So I'm always like trying to be like, "It's not that big a deal. If that's what really happened to us, we'll be okay." "Oh no, it's raining." "Well, we need the rain." Try to find the silver lining. That way, he kind of learns to see the good and stuff and be like, "All right, things happen. It's okay. It's not the end of the world." And my wife is like the opposite of that. She'll blow up, and I'm like, "You gotta calm down. You're gonna have to. You gotta calm down. Your son's watching how you handle this situation." She's like, "Oh, I didn't think about it." Yeah. And 9 times out of 10, she'll just like, "I didn't even think about how it's affecting him," because he said something that she said the other day, and I was like, "Ooh, you got that from you?" And she's like, "Fuck." I was like, "Oh, I'll get that too." But yeah, you got to think of yourself as a cigar and a humidor, or even what your teammates or your subordinates or whatever. You absorb your environment, for sure, right? Like wherever you're at, you quote unquote drink the Kool-Aid, but you can also influence it. You got to give off something, right? You give off your energy, your wisdom, your whatever, calm, cool, collectiveness, whatever it is. And others are lighting their own fires based on how you burn. So, if you're a cigar and a humidor, you're going to onboard some things. You're going to hopefully take the good out of that situation, and you're going to impart some good to influence the bad, or whatever the case is. So, if you want a strong team, you have to train yourself first. How are you reacting? You have that EQ, that that how you hold yourself, how you handle yourself in these situations.
Yeah, with yourself, you're going to start building that culture of excellence. And I like to like my team. I like them to think they're the best. I want them to be the best. And if they don't have that thought process of we are the best, it has to start with me, and I have to show that. I have to start with my own habits first, saying that, you know what, we're a fucking great team. We're fucking awesome. We're kicking ass, taking names, instead of going like, man, I was looking at numbers. I hope our team is doing well this time.
Look good, feel good, play good.
There you go.
Deion Sanders. Hey, say what you want about Deion Sanders. I'm not arguing that. But that mentality,
yeah.
Hey, I look good. I feel good. I'm gonna play good. You ever go like, growing up, you played ball, right? I played other sports, and there's days where I just came in and I was like, I look shit hot. I'm feeling great, and I played my best game, right? So there's a mentality. I'm gonna come in and I've worked for you. You trained me. So there's days where I'd come in, I'm not feeling it today. And then we get to joking around, and I get in a better mood, and suddenly the hard task that I was struggling with at the first half of the day, I was like, I'm flying through this shit. I got it. Yeah, I'm the motherfucking best. Try me today, motherfucker. Like, it was great.
Yeah.
But it was that I fed off that energy from you, and if nobody else was giving it off. So that I kind of, as I grew under you, I learned that it was not necessarily me changing my mind. Like, I was like, oh yeah, this is so nice. He turned my mood around. I was feeding off your energy that you came in to work with every day. So that way, now as a leader, I need to turn around and give that energy to my people. And they started, like, I started doing that, and they started going, oh shit, yeah, we're fucking money, got it, done, happy, yeah, win an award, employee of the month, fucking yeah, performer of whatever, great person of the week, whatever the case is. And I'm like,
that's my favorite award.
I'm like, fucking, you the motherfucking best. And guess what? The only reason you won it is because this motherfucker wasn't trying for it, because they took the week off. So y'all better fucking figure this shit out, because I can't have two motherfucking performers of the week. Like, they're like, we got it, boss. And everybody on the team is like, how the fuck do you guys win all this shit? Look good, feel good, play good, baby.
I've been asked that before. It's like, Jesus Christ. It's one of those things about accountability. Accountability is pretty easy. Everyone wants to take that accountability when things are like amazing, awesome, good, great, wonderful, winning. Everybody wants that. But if you're one of the first ones to, my bad. And you're actually, I'm a basketball guy, of course. So actually, you'll see it like on the court. Someone does a like fucked up pass, whatever. You'll see they'll pat themselves on the chest and they'll be like, my bad. I mean, that's in a game. But I mean, if you was to take that and put it in reality of an actual work environment, like, oh, that TPS report, it was late. You know what? It was my bad. It was late. My bad. Yep. I got it. Yeah. This is what I'm going to do to fix it so it's not late next time. I'm not trying to make excuses, but I will fix it. So next time it will not be late. It'll actually be early, because I found ways to work around my timeline. Yeah.
And it means even more if you're in a, like, say you're a team lead and you're up against your manager and you're having a big group meeting, right? And your boss is honing in on the person that failed to file the TPS report. And you stand in front of them and go, oh, it's not their fault.
Yeah.
They got it to me early. I got busy with a bunch of other tasks. I lost sight of it, and I got it to you late. It's not on them. It's on me.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to set myself a reminder on my phone or an email reminder, whatever I got to do. It won't be late again, but don't blame them. It's on me. It's on me, and I'll fix that myself. And your people are going to be like, oh shit, he just jumped in front of that one.
Mm-hmm.
God damn. All right, he says he got our back. I believe he got our back. Let's go. I'm rolling with this dude. Because, if you elevate yourself, if you give others permission and pressure, really, because you got to pressure people to do the same, otherwise they don't do it, your influence is gonna linger longer than the moment. There's a great conversation. I don't know if you ever heard the rabbi talking about the lobster. Did you ever hear this?
I believe so.
The video,
but you're gonna have to say it again, though.
Yeah, happily. So,
okay.
The only way a lobster can grow is by molting, right? It has to molt its shell in order to grow bigger.
To be more delicious, okay?
Yeah. So how does it know when it's time to molt? It feels pressure. It's growing too big out of its shell. Now, so it has to feel pressure in order to grow, right? So if let's equate that to a human. If the human feels pressure, and then they just go, oh, well, here, take a Xanax or take a whatever, whatever. They don't feel pressure, and they back away from that pressure. Guess what? They're never going to grow. But that's the only way you can grow, is you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And so if you don't have that pressure to grow, if you don't put that emphasis on it, your people are just going to stay the same, and they're going to be content, and they're just going to be like, oh, well, you know what? It's what I do. It is what it is. But if you're like, no, man, you can do better. Fucking do better. God, man, he's putting some pressure on me. I guess I better step up to the moment. They're either going to step up or they're going to shrink back.
Yeah.
And those that step up are those the ones you want on your team because they're just going to get better and better and better and better. The more and more pressure you apply to them, as long as it's steady and not overbearing to the breaking point. Because if you start screaming at him, it can get bad. But yeah, so you got to know. And the rabbi did a way better job of explaining it than I did. I just gave him the summary point. But,
yeah, you kind of sucked at it, but I get the point.
Asshole.
So essentially, what we're saying is, when you train yourself, you train others. Highlights a fundamental leadership and personal development of truth. Your habits, action, discipline not only shape your own growth, but also influences those around you, often more powerful than direct instructions. So when you train yourself, you train others. So you train. There it is. The aha moment of the title. Yeah.
Oh no, I got it.
Oh, you wanted to talk about your first third? Is that what it was?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, Austin, I hate you.
There's an earthy cedar component to this, with just a touch of black pepper on the back end, unlike the retro.
Is it a little creamy to you?
Yeah.
Okay. So ditto what you said and add creamy for me.
Yeah.
Because you knows I likes creamy.
All right. So what? So now I see some steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What are we talking about?
Oh, these are just some of the scenarios of whatever. If someone's watching, like maybe this is an example of some leadership roles that someone could be watching, or anybody that is studying your behavior, like they're going to model their behavior after yours. They're going to model their leadership style kind of after yours. This is just like maybe some observations of someone watching.
All right. Well, yeah. I just wanted you to explain it because I think it's all wonderful, but I want to make sure we're on the same page.
It was when we was going through it was a little rough, and you'll see, because a lot of it sounds, I want to say, redundant, but each has its own like little flair. Ric Flair.
Yeah. Woo! Hey. All right, so you got leadership by example, right? We talked about this quite a bit already. You can say all the right things in the meetings. You can give those strength speeches, right? But none of that holds weight if your actions don't match the message. The quickest way to lose trust, in my personal opinion, is if you're like, hey, I really care about you as a person, and I want to see you grow. And then you put them in some dead-end job of like, hey, I need you to make sure that the fucking kitchen's clean, and that's your only job. Like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Like, no, you don't care about me. We're wired to trust consistency more than charisma, and that's where the real teaching is going to happen. When your words match your actions, that forms trust. So when you consistently work on yourself, whether it's showing discipline by sticking to your routines, emotional intelligence by staying calm in tense moments, humility by admitting when you're wrong, whatever it is, resilience by standing tall after setbacks, you're not teaching. You're teaching even if you're not talking.
Yeah.
Right? People see that and they want to be like, oh, damn. Hey, boss, how do you do that? Like, what do you mean? I get it. Like, a late TPS report, if the worst thing that happens to me today is a late TPS report, I'm great. I had a fucking fantastic day.
I'm fucking winning today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This is a great day for me.
But the boss was really upset about that.
I don't care. Yeah. It's better. I can think of a million scenarios that is worse than the boss being upset about a late fucking TPS report. Namely, the cops coming in here and being like, hey, by the way, your wife passed away in a car accident. Like, fuck! That's a way worse. Like, I don't care. The TPS report would then go away anyway. Right? Like,
true.
So nobody would care about that anymore. So a late report is, if that's the biggest hurdle I have to jump, I'm fucking winning. Winning at a day. And then people are like, I gotta keep that perspective. And that's how you just, boom, you just taught them how to kind of keep perspective in that moment, right? You're setting a standard without writing a rule book. You're going to model excellence without giving that lecture, and you're going to build trust without needing a title. People are going to see it, and they're going to want it anyway.
Well, that's that one thing. I like that last one because not needing a title. Just because your title is CEO or your title is director of Have Fun or whatever your title is, of course that's going to come with some sign of respect and all that stuff like that, right? But if you have that title and you're like, I don't like to steal, and then someone see you stealing money out of the cash register and be like, what the fuck? You just fucking blew your whole title, your integrity, you blew everything. So it's one of those things. It doesn't really matter what your title is. It's what you display. Exactly what is standard without the rule book, that whole thing. This is what we call a silent curriculum. The lessons people absorb simply by watching how you move. I mean, I'm just watching how you do things. Just even down, your kid is a great example of stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Dad always wears his seatbelt. Let me make it click.
Yeah. It's funny because I've talked with the wife a couple times. She goes, when you leave on this shit, she goes, you never leave. I was like, what are you talking about? Of course I leave. I get on a plane and I leave. Like, what are you talking about? She goes, no. Your son acts exactly like you, down to the mannerisms and everything. And I just start chuckling because I know, and that reminds me in my head, like, he's picking up stuff that I don't even mean to teach him.
Yeah.
He's picking up how to have fun in life. He's picking up how to do certain things. He's picking up certain things that I say, whether good or bad. I'm more hoping it's good than bad, right? But he's picking up, and it just reminds me, like, every single time I'm like, this dude's watching everything I say, and I see him look at me more times than not, and like, he'll say something and he'll look at me, and I'm like, that motherfucker's looking for my approval. So it just makes me laugh. I gotta make sure everything's good, like I'm on the up and up. So it keeps me humble and always in that mindset. So because over time that silent curriculum is gonna become the culture. Whatever job you're in, it's gonna become the culture. People don't learn what to do. They learn what's acceptable, what's admirable, what's expected based upon how you lead yourself. Whether you're a parent, coach, CEO, or a new team member, your examples are always writing the manual for others to follow. So, like, I always show up early to my job. I show up early. So guess what? I have people compete with me on how early they had to show up to beat me to work. Now, there were certain people who took it to the extreme and showed up an hour early, and I was like, why the fuck did you do that? I'm like, well, I had to beat you here. I was like, I get it, but now you're at work for an extra hour, like, for no reason. I'm showing up because I have work to do. So I do my extra work, and I stay late if I need to or whatever. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, look, man, just because I'm staying late or showing up early doesn't mean you need to. I'm showing you that I have extra work, so I make my time. I make it a priority to get my work done, so I don't have to rush. That's all it is. Like, oh, okay. So if I don't have extra work, I can just show up on time? Absolutely. I'm not telling you that it's not acceptable to show up on time. I've never once said that. I'm showing that I have extra work, so I therefore need to show up. So when I ask you to stay slightly late to write a performance report or a TPS report or whatever, you can go, ooh, I can't stay late, but I'll show up early tomorrow and I'll finish that before the deadline. Cool. Got it. Thanks.
Yeah.
That I'm trusting you to manage your time. That's what's acceptable. Now, okay, cool.
Well, a lot of times, most of this stuff, even like with your son, even with my daughter, a lot of it is subconscious. People may not even realize they're being influenced, but like later down the line or whatever, I'm pretty sure your son has done it. I know my daughter has done it. You hear them echo some of the same words you've said. You see them mirror some of your habits, or you pass along your mindset or your thoughts about how something should be or works, and that's when you realize your self-discipline wasn't just about you. It was your legacy in motion. So when I say your legacy in motion is a kid is the perfect example for that, because there's things that your kid or whatever they do be like, dad does this, so it must be cool.
Yeah. There's a bunch of examples, right? Like if you're a leader and you walk into a cigar lounge with a well-aged stick and a travel humidor, and you don't rush, cut it cleanly, you toast it evenly, you savor the first draw with patience. You're not flashy, but you're just consistent, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna notice, like people notice, hey, that guy's gonna probably clean up after himself. He's gonna tip the staff, and he takes the time to genuinely ask how others are doing. Here's the thing: he didn't give a speech about discipline, respect, presence, nothing. He just showed up. But everyone in that lounge is gonna feel it. Newcomers are going to start handling their cigars with more care. Conversation shift from noise to intention. Why? It's because his behavior sets the tone. He models how to respect the space, the leaf, and the moment. Just like that leader who shows up early and owns their mistakes. That cigar person teaches through action. He's not going to tell others how to carry themselves. He just shows how to carry himself. Slowly the standard rises around him, right?
Yeah.
So here's the other side of the coin stat. That person has to be strong enough to resist falling into the weaker culture.
Yes.
Right? So
yeah.
like if your boss doesn't show up on time, then you're gonna start going, why do I show up on time? My boss doesn't show up. Nope, that's not the right mindset to have.
No.
The right mindset to have is my boss told me to show up at this time. I'm going to show up at this time. I got work to do. I'm going to get this work done, and my team will respect it. Eventually, your boss is going to get seen by his boss, or whatever, or the shareholders, or the board, or whoever it is.
Yeah,
because everyone's got a boss, and they're going to get ousted. They're going to be like, hold on. This isn't the kind of leadership we need. This culture is terrible. This is whatever.
Doesn't Austin work for you?
Yeah.
Austin works for you, and he's here. He's here every day at like around 7:30. Without fail. You show up at 9? Huh.
Yeah, and it's going to be seen. And then eventually, your boss is either going to get pressured by you, not because you said anything. It's just your actions.
Yeah.
And they're going to feel pressure to be like, hey, why are you showing up on time? Like, why are you showing up early? You're making me look bad. Sir, ma'am, I don't mean to make you look bad. I have work to do. So this is how I manage my time. I don't want to feel rushed throughout the day, so I take a little extra time at the beginning of the end of the day just to get a little extra stuff done before anyone shows up. That's all of it. Well, yeah, but you're making me look bad. Well, that wasn't my intention, and I apologize, but I'm not going to stop doing what I need to do to make you more comfortable.
Yeah. It'd been like, I'm sorry you feel uncomfortable, but bitch, I'm me.
Yeah.
Second, third?
Let's do a break real quick.
Was you going to do like a witty segue there? Did I just blow up your spot?
You did, but that's okay. I'll forgive you.
We'll save it for our third. Just remember it in the chrome. Okay.
Hey everybody, I'm Tim from Cigars Daily, and you are listening to Leadership of the Leaf.
Don't forget, we need to follow the podcast so we know when new episodes drop.
Hey, we just had a nice little break, and I was just thinking to myself, like, damn, my second third is so amazing. I wonder if Austin's second third matches mine.
Well, I don't know. Let's see. What's your second third?
My second third, that cedar is definitely, I want to say dominant for me. The cedar is giving off a slight sweetness to it. Maybe it's the creaminess of it, and that pepper tone is still there for me. More on the retro, but it's still there.
Yeah. So I tend to agree with you. I just retroed and I was like, ooh, that's pepper. Yeah, there's a sweetness to it, and I keep like taking a drink of water. I have water and I have my whiskey, right? So I keep taking a drink of water to like kind of make sure my palate's reset.
You responsible motherfucker.
Well, I want to make sure that it's not a whiskey like it's affecting my my palate, right? So I'm like, okay, this is neutral, right? But I'm like, I taste the sweetness, like almost like a figgy kind of sweetness with the cedar, right? Like it's an earthy sweetness. So it makes me think of like figs or dates or something like that. And you're right. I get that. The cedar's very much in the forefront. I feel like there's a little bit of a leather component in there.
Okay. I thought it was just me. Like you, I don't have water. So I was like, maybe the XO is bringing out that water. Because the XO is pretty dominant. But that's okay. I'm distinguishing the difference now.
Yeah. No, it's a good one. All right. So, behavior modeling. We have to get through 2, 3, 4, 5 because people are like, God damn, they're already halfway through the show. They a lot.
You're only on step number 2.
Anyway, all right. So again, you're always under observation. We're gonna probably say this ad nauseam, and you know,
because that's what it's about. You're training without
training, right? Yeah. So even when you think you're under observation. You're not just people don't just notice what they do, what you do. They're gonna internalize it.
Yeah.
Your self-training, whether it's refining how you handle stress, give feedback, carry yourself when no one's watching, it all becomes a template. Others are going to begin to pattern their behavior after yours, whether it's consciously or subconsciously. And that's how you're going to get that culture to be born and reinforced. It's not going to be through policies, memos, statements, mission statements for sure. It's going to be behavioral blueprints. What gets repeated, what's tolerated, celebrated. The most powerful blueprints often comes from those who never intended to teach at all. And there's I forget who said it. Anyway, you get what you tolerate is the thing that I was thinking of. You get what you tolerate, right? So if you tolerate people coming in late, that's what you're going to get all the time. If you tolerate late TPS reports, that's what you're going to get. If you tolerate perfection and minimal mistakes, guess what you're going to get? Perfection and minimal mistakes. Yeah. It's just that simple.
Yeah. It equates to, there's two things that kind of equates when it comes to mind. In a team setting, like a team, for instance, is one of those where you're one of those team members that consistently take notes, or you follow through and follow up, and you show respect across the whole organization chart, down from like janitor to top professor or whoever the hell, right? And others will start doing the same. And I noticed that at work, and there's a great example of that coming up too. You didn't tell them by example, you told them how to do things just by showing them. And a great example of that is, and I'm not trying to fucking jump on you or anything, but if you remember, we went to like Tobacco Leaf. When we went to Tobacco Leaf, you went and you sat down, which is what you do at a lounge. You sit down. But when I came through, people I don't even know, some I kind of remember and recognize, I dapped everyone up, shook their hand, gave them fist bump, like, oh, I see you smoking over there, and then I went and sat down beside you or whatever. Then when we left, you got up and you dapped everyone. All right, man, hey guys, it was great meeting everyone, blah blah blah. And I did the same thing. But I didn't say anything to you. You just saw what I did when I first entered the room, and then you kind of like left out doing the same thing that I did when I entered the room.
Yeah. So as a newcomer there, right? I had no idea. I've been to multiple different lounges where I've been to lounges where people don't talk. You're in your own group. You talk with your own group. You leave out, right? I've been to lounges where everybody talks to everybody in giant open forums. And I've been to lounges where you just say, "Hey guys, have a great one. Hope you have a good day. It was good smoking with you guys," and you walk out.
Yeah.
So I had to so I came and I sat down, and it wasn't I didn't intend it as a rude situation, right? Like I wasn't trying to be rude. It was purely like I got to sit back and see what everyone else does, and I saw multiple people do it too, right? You came in, you dapped everybody up, and then I saw people leave, they dapped everybody up, and I saw a couple other people leave and do the same thing. So I was like, all right, that's the norm here. Got it. I know what to do when I leave, right? So I had to figure that out as a newcomer. Nobody said anything to me. Nobody even said, "Hey, that's rude. You got to dap everybody." Like nobody said that. It was just a culture thing. So as soon as I left, dapped everybody up. It was good. But in a family, there's a way you handle conflict, and a way you show gratitude, and a way you approach hard work. It becomes an emotional architecture for your children and or partner to inherit. Right? Like I know for me. my family rules are way different than what my wife was raised under, and she has internalized a lot of my rules, and I've tried to internalize some of hers. Because give and take.
Well played.
Well,
no,
there's
I'm
certain
teasing.
things where I'm like, there's certain things that I just can't do. I can't get over it. But so I'm teaching my son. Like, I see my son trying to figure out why mom and dad are so different. And I've sat him down and I've told him, like, hey, we're raised in two different places. We come from two different homes. We're merging our homes together to become one and move forward. So this is the way things are done in our family. Grandma and grandpa have things in their way. Mimi and Papa have things in their way. No, I'm not saying one's better or worse. I'm not saying one's right and wrong. We're saying they do things different. So that's we're level setting. We're merging everything. He kind of understood. Now he's a little bit older. He understood everything.
That's good. I mean, it's almost the same. You can carry this over, like even with social groups, how you treat service staff, like, hey waiter, hey Miss Lady Bitch, which I had to stop doing because my kid kind of said that one time too. Because sometimes you've been out with me, hey Miss Lady Bitch, I need another drink. I'm teasing. I know the person couldn't hear me. I would never call her Miss Lady Bitch to her face, but I used to do it. And it gets a chuckle at the table. But I heard my kid say it one time. She didn't say Miss Lady Bitch. She was like Miss Lady Person or whatever. I was like, let me change that up. But I mean, the social group, how you speak about people behind their backs makes a difference. And I heard my wife do that too. She was like, I never talk about people behind them. People do it all the time, but I make sure I do not do that at work because it's going to circle back. It's going to come back around. So how you carry yourself in victory or defeat all sets a tone, and others have to collaborate to your mannerisms, because that's what good leaders do.
Yeah. Well, and your self-training becomes the default mode that others adopt. We used to sit there and say, back when I was working for you, that's your default setting. So even in the absence,
we used it negatively.
Being a bitch is your default setting. Got it. That's how we used to use it. And obviously, it was all in jest. But
you're right.
Even in the absence of formal authority, your habits ripple outward. You're never going to hear, I learned that from you, but rest assured, your example is leaving fingerprints on someone else's standard. Same thing when I got a phone call from one of my old subordinates, and they're like, hey, you made an impact on me. And I was like, I didn't even fucking try. I don't know what you're talking about.
I love those calls, man. I fucking hate you, Dice. I fucking hate you. What? You hate?
It made my fucking week. And I was like, oh, fuck. Yeah. And then,
the principle of always do things right the first time. I fucking hate you. What?
Yeah.
Don't take shortcuts. If you don't take shortcuts, you fix it once. You take shortcuts, you're going to fix it 2 or 3 times. This all is like a psychological, because that's a fun word for me to say, principle. Social learning theory says people learn behaviors through observation and imitation. Your discipline becomes a template. What they say, imitating is the best form of flattery. How does the saying go?
Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery.
Yeah. So if I'm mimicking you, then look at that. I influence your punk ass.
Right. Well, and we talked about like dapping up and everything else and all that sort of stuff. So, I think we can. I think we give enough examples for that one. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
All right. So, on to the next one. Raising the standard. See, this is me trying to keep the episode short for you guys. I just want to put that out there.
Okay. You're raising the standard there. Good job, sir.
Raising the standard. So growth is contagious, especially when it's real. When you commit to leveling up, not for attention, but out of integrity.
Level up. Level up. Level up. Level up. Okay.
All right. You
not for attention?
Not for attention, but out of integrity. You're naturally going to create a gravitational pull. People are going to want to be near you. Your discipline, sharpness, your quiet evolution, it challenges those around you to reassess their own standards. You don't even have to say a word. You just, by showing up differently, you shift the atmosphere. I can tell you this. I was talking to my boss, and he asked me, he's been on my rear end about getting this master's degree. And he's like, hey, I haven't seen anything come through about your master's degree recently. Where are you at with it? I was like, oh, I actually finished. I'm done. Like, I graduated. He's like, oh, hell yeah, man. Congratulations. I was like, thank you. That was it. End of the conversation. Nothing else. Nothing. Coworker, a little bit later, hey, I heard you just graduated your master's. I did. He's like, hey, first off, congrats. Thank you. He's like, second, where'd you go? I want to know all. How did you go to school? What did you do? What was different? How did you handle it in life? Blah, blah, blah. And I saw it. I was like, hold on.
He was sitting at the feet of the master.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, I didn't say like, oh, I wish everybody was going to get a master. No, it wasn't it. It was purely like, somebody asked me, I said it, moved on with my life, and then somebody came and talked to me about it because they're like, hey, I overheard this. I want to do the same thing. How did you do it? How do you get this done? All that sort of stuff. So that's what true leaders do. They elevate the room just by being in it. You're going to notice in most high-stakes environments, like in performance-driven teams, like your preparation and follow-through force others to rethink what ready is. There's a guy who's a military advisor, senior enlisted advisor to the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. His name is Cologne Lopez. Everyone calls him Chief ZZ. Right? He has a saying that stuck with me, and he goes, amateurs practice until they get it right. Professionals practice until they cannot get it wrong. And I'm like, God damn. Like that challenged me. I'm like, am I ready? Am I good now? Am I a professional? Can I get this wrong still? If I can, then I'm obviously not ready to go do whatever it is I need to go do. So that sort of like, that's a guy that's leader in my eyes, that like just elevates the room by being in it. In ethical cultures, your unwillingness to cut corners, right? Like you said, if you're going to cut corners, you're going to fix it 2 or 3 times. It quietly exposes anyone who does cut corners, who takes that shortcut. They're going to see it.
That Kobe mentality, that Mambo mentality, the beginning of that Mambo mentality, because everyone like, oh, Kobe's a ball hog, until I saw that interview where Kobe was like, I know your practice, I know your work ethic, I know I'm at the gym first, and then I see you come in, you don't really practice, you're on your phone all the time, you lollygag around, and then you leave early. I'm still out here practicing. You damn right I'm going to keep the ball. You know why I'm going to keep the ball? Because I know my work ethic. I know what I put in. I know the culture of the work I put in to make this happen. Why would I give you the shot? So after that interview, I was like, he can be a ball hog all he wants. I get it. I 100% get it.
Yeah. It's just one of those things. They're going to expose, right? Like, who do you want taking the shot at the last 10 seconds?
Yeah.
I want the guy who stayed in the gym for an extra 3 hours working on shots like this, just in case they happen to come up. Not the guy who just went to the bare minimum, did practice, and walked out. I want the guy that stayed an extra 3 hours practicing free throws and random ass shots, and just seeing what he could do and pushing himself to the absolute limit. That's the guy.
I seen him shoot that shot. I seen him. And during practice, every practice, he shoots that same shot 100 times, and he makes it 90 something out of 100 times. At practice.
I'd rather have that guy take it, because at least there's a 60% chance of making it. You've never taken that shot, not even in practice, so I have no idea what yours is. I'd rather give it to him under pressure. But yeah, anyways, in creative fields, your consistency and innovation is going to push your peers to stop coasting and start creating at a deeper level, right? So if you're consistent, if you're like constantly pushing the boundaries and like, ooh, I wonder, is this possible? I don't know. Is it possible? And you talk to people like, hey, has anyone heard of this before? No. Hey, can we create a podcast about cigars and leadership? Has that ever been done? Oh, no, so I know it. Oh, let's fucking try it. Let's give it a shot. See what happens.
Who cares? We're going to do it. And we're still doing it. Season 4.
Here we are. So it's one of those things that, growth is not neutral. It puts pressure on those who'd rather stay comfortable, right? But you got to be uncomfortable in order to grow. Pressure is not a bad thing. It's the gentle friction that sparks the transformation, which says, We don't shrink here, we stretch. And again, it goes, back to the lobster.
It's that lobster, yeah.
Yeah, feels pressure. He's got to go hide himself. He's going to molt. And he's going to come out bigger. If he feels the pressure and shrinks from that pressure, guess what? He's never going to grow. He's never going to get bigger, more delicious. And let me dunk him.
Well, it's one of it's like the strongest cultures, right? The strongest culture, whether it's your family, a company, cigar, even in like a cigar lounge, they aren't built by politics. They aren't built by like little how-to signs and here's the rule book or anything. They're built by individuals with personal standards that invite everyone around them to raise up. Like, I don't need to put a sign up to clean up after yourself. Every time Austin and Dice comes, everyone sees them pick up after themselves. Everyone sees that. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start doing what they do, because this cigar lounge is amazing. Look how great it is. It's so clean. It doesn't smell like burnt cigar ashes.
Right. Well, and here's the beauty of that, right? It's like self-training doesn't just raise guys' expectations. It offers a model. It shows people what excellence looks like in motion. It says, this is how we do things here. We're going to do it with care. We're going to do it with focus. We're going to do it with pride. I always tell people, you got to take the time to do it right the first time. Otherwise, you're at least going to do it a second time. It's not a thing.
Well, that growth that we're talking about is magnetic. People want to gravitate towards that. When someone in your crew or your team, or even your family or whatever, they're going to start sharpening themselves. Like that guy that wanted to know more about school. I mean, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It creates that quiet tension in the room. Like, shit, he just got praised from the boss for getting his master's. You know what? Let me sit at the feet of the king here. Let me learn from him. And it's not the bad kind, right? Because that guy wants to elevate. So it's the kind that whispers, you can be doing more.
Yeah. Who knows? Picture this, right? You're in a regular group that meets in a lounge every Thursday night, right? It's all love, laughs, good cigar, same old rhythm. But one day a guy switches it up, right? Brings in a rare cigar, Open-Tex, Unicorn, whatever it is. Not to flex. He doesn't flex it. He doesn't flaunt it in front of you. But he's been researching, expanding his palate, learning the history behind the blend. Talks less, listens more, asks a little bit deeper questions. Now, guess what? That whole energy is shifted. A little bit sharper, a little bit more grounded, a little bit more intense and intentional. All because that dude just sits back and just key little questions here and there. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And now it's like, oh, God damn, dude, this guy's going to ask some question that I haven't ever thought about. But, man, makes me think. Challenge my perception. It's made me expand it. Guess what? Next week, somebody's going to bring in a humidor, not a Ziploc bag. Another guy's going to start cutting and toasting with a little bit more care. Conversation is going to shift from surface level sports talk to, hey, how do you think the business model of this works? Well, personal growth. Let's talk about legacy, right? Nobody made a speech. Nobody's laid down the rules. One man raised his standards, and the whole circle felt that pull to go along with them. That's what self-training does. It's like lighting that higher quality cigar in a room full of machine-rolled cigars, right? Like if you bring in a Zeno cigar into a room full of Swisher Sweets, people are like, the fuck are you smoking? That shit looks good. Man, you're enjoying the hell out of that thing. Oh yeah, it's fucking delicious.
I can just picture like in that room, like the whole aroma of that room is going to change.
Yeah, they're going to notice. They're going to lean.
Yeah.
Start asking questions.
Yeah, they're going to be asking questions about, hey, what kind of cigar is that? But man, let me rethink myself here. Let me reevaluate this.
Yeah,
and it's not about ego.
Right. It's about invitation. Your growth invites others to grow. Your self-respect gives permission for others to raise their own self-respect. Sharpen your habits, refine your character, upgrade your inputs, because when you do, you're not just building yourself, but you're reshaping the culture around you by raising those standards.
And all that is just raising the standards. I mean, you didn't really, this whole talk about it, you didn't go in and be like, hey, rule number 1, no more shit cigars. Rule number 2, fuck sports. We're going to talk about growth, personal growth. Like, you ever heard about the rabbi when he talks about like, you didn't step in with any of that. No. You just walked in, cut your jib, light up your slightly fancier than their cigar, and just, show class.
Yeah, well, I've been to many cigar lounges. I've been to many places, and there are certain times where I walk in and I'm like, fuck, I am the least dressed motherfucker in.
Yeah.
Fuck. And nobody says a word, but I'm like, I'm fucking not in the right place. Like, I feel uncomfortable because I know I'm the outcast. And everyone just kind of looks at me and I'm like, hey, I'm new here, I'm traveling. They're like, oh, welcome in. Come sit down. Talk with them. And I'll talk and I'll do all that stuff, but it's like, I'm like, oh, fuck, I am out of my league here, but I'm going to sit here and I'm going to learn as much as I can and go on about my day and figure out what they're talking about. Maybe I have some input I could add. Great. If not, I'm just going to sit here and learn. I'm just going to sit here. I know you're awfully quiet. I'm just sitting back and observing. I'm learning. You guys are teaching me.
I guarantee you, next time whatever lounge, let's just pick a lounge. Next time you go to that lounge and you're available to go to that lounge, I bet you're dressed different.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to make sure I'm a little bit nicer, make sure I'm in the right attire, and I can actually be like, oh, I feel like I can contribute, right?
Yeah.
So that goes to credibility and influence, which is the next one, because when you practice what you preach, your words gain weight. It's easy to speak about values. It's harder to live them consistently, especially when it's inconvenient, especially when no one is watching or when there's something else to lose. That's precisely when real credibility is built. Hey, I will never cut corners. Hey man, we're about to lose this client if we don't get this shit done now. If we take this shortcut, we'll guarantee to make that deadline. Nope.
Credibility is lost. Gone.
Don't you dare cut corners. I want to do it the right way, or I don't want to do it at all, and I'll explain to the client why I'm doing it, maybe we're a little bit late, but I'm going to give them a better product. I can explain that all day. What I can't explain is them making a decision based off of bad data.
It's one of those things where nobody really gives a shit about titles or anything. You want to follow the truth, especially when it's in full view for all to see. You just want that's what you want to follow. When your actions align with your message, you're no longer just offering advice. You're offering evidence, and that changes everything. I think it's kind of on the lines of walk the walk and talk the talk.
Your integrity becomes a form of influence. Your consistency becomes a quiet leadership. Your behavior becomes a curriculum that others trust without question. Why? Because you're going to instinctively trust people whose values show up in their habits. If you're going to preach discipline, and we see it in how you manage your time, we're going to believe you. If you talk about respect and we feel it in how you treat others, you're going to get followed. If you emphasize humility and you're the first to own your mistakes, you're going to get respect.
I respect that.
It's the same people who I've had people that are like, you know what? You got to go to the gym. Go to the gym every day and eat healthy. And then you go out to eat with them and they're like, yeah, let me get 3 fried chicken breasts and bowls and some collard greens and everything. Like, bro, didn't you just go to the gym? They're like, yeah, I go to the gym so I can eat what I want. But I'm like, but that's not consistent. Like, if you want to be healthy, you should eat healthy. And there was a preacher I watched, and it was funny because this dude called up a guy from his congregation, and he showed it. He's like, look, me and him go to the gym. We work out at the same time. We work out at the same intensity. We work out together. He was like, I look differently than him. You know why? It's because he says, no, I can't have a donut because I went to the gym. No, I can't have that because I went to the gym. I say, yes, I can have that donut because I went to the gym. He is consistent in his actions and his messaging. I'm doing it so I can earn a donut. He's saying I can't have a donut because I I put in too much work to throw it away because of a donut.
Yeah.
That's consistency. That's showing your values at all times.
Well, that's alignment, sir. That's the alignment between your word and deed, and that's where true leadership lives. It builds that kind of trust. You can't fake or force. It makes your presence more powerful than your persuasion, right? So not only is that person using his word, he's also showing with his deed by turning down that donut. I go to the gym and I do all this stuff, and now you want me to eat a donut? That doesn't align with what I'm doing.
Right.
And this is why self-training isn't just personal, it's relational. Every time you honor your own standard, you give others permission and motivation to raise theirs. And unfortunately for the other guy, eventually, I guess over time, depending on what their goals are, by all means, because I know both those kind of people. Maybe you should go to the gym, Dice. Why? I don't want to. I know I would just be lying to myself.
Yeah, but that's your value, right?
Right.
At least you're consistent. You're not like, you know what? You're right. I should go to the gym. I'm going to go tomorrow. And then you either don't show up, actions aren't matching your words, or you do show up and you put a half-ass effort in. Again, actions not matching your words. Or you show up, you put the effort in, and you're like, man, I can't wait to go to Raising Cane's now. I fucking earned me a fucking big old snack pack. No. Like, are you serious? You're eating like 1,000 calories and fucking fried chicken and French fries because you burned 300 in the gym? That shit don't add up, homie.
Well, I will tell you, my actions will be this. If I said I was going to show up, I will show up. I will give my 100%, 110, whatever. Whoa, great workout. I probably will never show up again. Right. I said I was going to do what I was going to do. You wanted me to go to the gym? I went with the gym with you. Okay, we're done.
But here's the deeper truth, though, right? Like, the strongest influence isn't assertive; it's attractive. People are drawn to those who embody what they say, not perfectly, but authentically. And because when people see that your values align, they're more than slogans, they're gonna see that. They're going to follow that. They're going to be attracted to that. They're going to see that your principles hold under pressure. When they see that your message isn't just something you deliver, but something you live, that's what they're going to say. Whatever, then what you say matters more. And it doesn't just sound good, it actually rings true. Like, it is, hey, I'm telling you this, and people are going to be like, all right, I believe it. It's true. Like, drives me nuts, right? I'll give a quick example. But my wife, God bless her, love her to death, but she'll tell me, I'm going to fold the laundry today. I'm like, okay. Does she fold the laundry that day? Fuck. No.
Yeah. Oh, no. I was going to say no.
It takes her like 7 to 10 business days to fold laundry. I'm like, bitch, you said you were going to fold it on Monday. I washed it on Sunday. You said you were going to fold it on Monday. Her actions aren't aligning with her words. Now, does that really matter? No, I don't care that much. It's fine. I accept her for her flaws, right? But if she's now because of that whole laundry incident, when she says, I'm going to clean the house and I'm going to get this and this and this done, I'm always like, okay, we'll see.
Yeah, don't talk about it.
Right. And she's even said, I know, you don't believe it until my actions say it. I'm like, you damn right. You damn right. People say things all the fucking time. Look at politicians. All the fucking time. Right? They're going to say it. Did they actually do it, though? That's where I look at. What do your actions say? All right, I hear what your words said. Let's see what your actions say. And if your actions don't match, automatically, I lost trust. Probably won't ever listen to you ever again.
It's all about the cultural transmission, sir. Cultural transmission. That's influence without lecture. Teams, families, and communities, culture is less taught than absorbed. You can put values on a wall, you can list them in a handbook, you can give passionate speeches, but that's not what truly shapes an environment. What people feel, observe, and absorb daily is what sticks. That's the real culture. And the truth is often flows silently through the behaviors of those who lead, whether they have a title or not. It's one of those things where your actions got to mirror what you're saying, right? That's the EQ, the leadership influence of walking the walk and talking the talk.
Yeah. Your daily habits, your reactions, your tone, your attitude, all those things, right?
Attitude, definitely.
For sure. They broadcast signals. Not loudly, but consistently. Over time, that consistency becomes contagious. It becomes the culture. You know, if you handle stress with calm, others learn that composure is a part of the standard. If you take ownership instead of shifting blame, accountability becomes a thing without ever putting out a memo. If you approach even a small task with pride and precision, excellence begins to feel normal. There's a fitness guy that I listen to. I like listening to him because I like the way I like the cut of his gym. But what he always says, and it just rings true to me, and I'm like, oh God, that's so fucking right. He always says, consistency over intensity.
Yeah, I get it.
He's like, I don't care how much, and he's fitness, right? So, but he's like, I don't care how hard you work out, right? Like we said earlier, you can go to the gym and you're going to work out 110%, and then you never go again.
Right.
You're never going to get anything out of it, right? But if you go up to the gym and maybe you give 50% one day, 100% the next day, 75% the day after, another 100% day, that's going to add up versus giving 110% one day.
Yeah.
Consistency over intensity. And I'm like, fuck, yeah, like it. Because we're human, right? There's no way for you to show up and give 110% every fucking day. It's just not going to happen. That's how self-training becomes cultural training, not by command, but by example. You show up with integrity, effort, emotional intelligence. You're not just shaping your own trajectory, you're seeding expectations to the soil of the group.
And over time, sir, those seeds will grow. People start to internalize the behaviors you model, not because they were told, but because, they were immersed in an environment, a cultural environment where the standards become the baseline. The shift is subtle, but powerful, especially newcomers walk in and pick up on it immediately. This is how we do things here. The unspoken tone, that shared expectations. It's not a policy. That's culture. Culture is shaped by consistent self-leadership of people within it.
Yeah. So it's like the monkey example I think we've given it several times, right? The monkey experiment, where they put a banana up and a ladder to reach it, and every time they went for the banana, they got sprayed with cold water, and then after a while, none of the original monkeys
climb the ladder
climbed the ladder, but they all get beaten up every single time. They're like, well, this is how we do things here. That's culture. That's your culture. If you emphasize, hey, take risks, I don't care if you fail, I want to grow, I want to do that, you got that growth mindset, great. That's going to be your culture, as long as you consistently message that and live that. That's the key, right? Live that. So next time you wonder if your personal growth is really impacting anyone else, remember this. Every discipline choice, every respectful word, every calm under pressure, it's not just training you, it's training the room. Think about your favorite cigar lounge.
Yeah,
right?
We talked about it.
Yeah, no big rules posted on the wall, nothing, no handbook, it's a vibe. Right? You're gonna have an unspoken code that governs how people carry themselves. It's unforced, it's just absorbed.
I mean, all this like culture, building that positive culture and train. That whole thing, the bottom line with all that is every rep you put in, every time you choose growth over ease, you're not just transforming yourself. You're building a model, you're building a culture, a legacy. Whether you're aware of it or not, you're always teaching. So the question that it becomes is, what lessons are you delivering through your example? And if you want to become a great leader, a good leader, or any kind of positive leader, I got to say positive because, you know, leaders can go the other way too. You want to be a positive influence just with your actions. That whole walk the walk, talk the talk. You want to be that guy that does that.
We say this, right? We say all this stuff, and we kind of act like it's so easy to do, right? It's not. It's fucking hard. It's fucking
right?
hard.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a bad day. You're gonna have a shitty day where you're late to work. You spilled coffee on your pants. You got cut off in traffic, and you know you just had a bad day on the way to work. And then you got to go in and you got to show all these values. Nobody wants to, but if you're able to just sit there and kind of breathe and go, look, okay, not a great start to the morning. I get to choose how I react to the rest of the day. I can choose how I want the rest of the day to go. And you come in and people are like, man, what happened to you? Like, look, I overslept. I cut myself out of shaving. I spilled coffee on my pants. I got cut off at, you know, on the way to work by whatever, and now I'm late. That doesn't affect how I'm going to impact you guys. I want to be here for you guys. People are going to be like, you can go through all that and still try to have a good day. Oh. I can surely get over the fact that I had a late TPS report. I can easily get over that fact. It's not easy. It's hard.
I don't know if you was at where we used to work together. I don't know if you remember. There was a section or whatever, and they had duct tape on one of the file cabinets, whatever, and it had the letters WWDD.
Yeah,
and I was like, okay, what the fuck does that mean? Like, what, we doing graffiti now, guys? Like, what's going on? And then someone pulled me to the side, and it stood for what would dice do? And I was like, what? And it was like, anytime there's like a problem or pressure or we're behind or whatever, you always come in with a positive outlook, moving forward, and whatever, however they worded it. I don't know. I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but it did touch me a little, like that they were paying attention to me, like this whole section. That was kind of like their little motto. Like, oh, thanks guys. I'm glad I could influence everyone, I guess. I hope it was in a positive way. I'm assuming, because I don't know. I kind of lost base with everyone, but
I have seen you get straight up disrespected in front of subordinates, and I remember what you did clear as day. I can see it in my head. You're not a tall individual.
No.
And I remember another individual came up, and while you were talking to the group, to your team, and gave you a step stool to stand on and said, just so that way you could stand out the rest of the way. I don't know. Do you remember this?
How could I not remember that? I don't remember my actions afterwards because there was blind rage behind my eyes.
I couldn't tell. I was part of the team, and I couldn't tell. Here's what I remember seeing. You go. Anyways, as I was saying, here's the priorities for the day. Go do your task. Anyone have any questions? And we're all like, nope. And everyone was like waiting for you to blow up. And you're like, all right, continue on as your day. I hope you guys have a great day. Let me know if you need anything. And you walked off, and you pulled that individual into the office, and I'm pretty sure you fucking berated that shit out of that individual behind closed doors.
No way. I probably said, thank you.
But in that moment, I remember you go, and continue on with your task, and then handled it behind closed doors. And I was like, God, that is control. Because if I had gotten that, I'd be like, who the fuck do you think? You know, like, I would have been all over it. But I was like, God, all right, that he got mad respect for that one. So fast forward several years, and I was talking to individuals, and somebody came up and said something to me. I don't even remember what it was. And I just, do you guys have any questions? No? All right. Have a great day. If you need anything, hit me up. I'm always here for you guys. Have a great day. you know, you guys are awesome. Go kick ass. And I walked off, and I was like, you follow. And they're like, and I was like, fucking come here. And I went to the office and closed the door, and how the fuck dare you? And I berated the shit out of them. And it was one of those moments, and people asked me about it, like, oh, did you get in trouble? And I was like, no, he didn't get in trouble. We had a conversation. It was a very one-sided conversation, but we had a conversation. That's all. But they were like, dude, I don't know how you handled it. And I was like, I can tell you exactly how I handled it, because that's how my boss handled it. And I got to learn from my boss and my trainer, my mentor, on how to handle those situations. So how you handled that impacted on how I was supposed to handle that situation that happened.
It is 100% a cultural thing. And you remember it a whole lot better than I do. So clearly you was paying more attention to it than I actually was. This is, I'm paying more attention to how your final third of your cigar is working out for you.
So I'll be honest right now. The cigar.
No, please lie to everyone that's listening. I'm going to be honest. This motherfucker.
All right. I'll lie to everybody. I said lie to you guys, so I gotta lie. It's fucking great. No, it's, I don't know if I'm talking too much. There's a very high probability of that, but I'm having to relight this cigar quite a bit.
I think I relit mine once, so no.
It might be a talking thing. I get long-winded sometimes, but final third. Peppers come more to the forefront now. There's still a cedar, earthy tone in the back. The sweetness has gone away. And I don't feel it as creamy as it was, but definitely a lot of pepper has come into this, and it's the Nicaraguan, right? So I kind of expect some pepper in there, but it's definitely like hitting this final third. But it's definitely good.
I agree with you with the pepper, earthy kind of pepper to me. I want to give it like maybe an espresso or charred wood. Toasted wood. The sweetness definitely faded.
Yeah, and the creaminess is faded. But I guess that leads me to my question of single, 5-pack, or box worthy.
It's time to answer the question: is a cigar box worthy, 5-pack, or just one or two?
I really enjoyed this cigar. I wouldn't necessarily call it a box worthy. It's definitely higher than a single for me. I'm gonna go 5-pack. Definitely 5-pack, and I'm saying 5-pack, and I can envision a 5-pack hanging on a shelf right now, where I frequent my cigar shop. So I definitely could see me picking up that 5-pack all day long.
Yeah, I'm gonna tend to agree with you on this one. For the right price, I wouldn't be upset with a box worthy, right? But like, obviously, price doesn't play a factor in our rating system. My problem is that this draw has been really loose, and it's been hard to keep lit. Now, maybe again, that's the team talking thing, so I don't know, but I could definitely envision a 5-pack sitting in my humidor and me not being upset about it. Box worthy, I just don't feel like I'd be able to like go in this and be like, I'm gonna smoke this every week for a month and be fucking ecstatic about it. Like, that's not gonna be the case. It's just gonna be one of those things where I'm like, I'd rather have a 5-pack than a box worthy.
I can see that. I definitely enjoyed the cigar. I agree with you. It's just not something I will be like, I can't wait to smoke another tomorrow and the next day and the next day.
Yeah, exactly. It's not bad. I would be happy to have it in my humidor to pick up on occasion, and that's 5-pack for me.
All right, fair enough, sir.
Until next time, my name's Austin.
Hey, Austin. I'm Dice.
And great leaders smoke great cigars.
Facts.
Thank you for listening to Leadership of the Leaf. The comments and opinions expressed by the host and guests does not reflect the opinions of those that broadcast this show, nor does it reflect any of our affiliates.